Are you in a toxic work environment that is silently killing you and you're wondering what to do now? In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some tips on how to keep your sanity or regain your sanity and actually regain your happiness, even if right now you are so tired, for real. My name is Iphie, and if you're new here, you are so welcome. If you're not new around this channel, I'm so happy to see you again. My mission with this channel is to help Christian career women desiring more income, fulfillment, and freedom in their lives achieve just this, whilst growing in their careers and being strong, influential pillars in their homes and in their nations. If this sounds like something that's exciting to you, then please do not forget to subscribe. Click the subscribe button and click the bell notification so that you get notified every time I post a new video about becoming this uncommon woman. The first 12 years of my career was characterized with a lot of things, ups, downs, interesting moments, but guess what? A toxic work environment was never part of it. So I really didn't understand what it meant to work in a toxic work environment until I changed organizations. Toxic work environments characterized by a lot of things: bullying, bosses, tyrannical bosses, co-workers from hell, colluding HR departments that just turn a blind eye when atrocities are being committed right in front of them. You know, these are the things that we think about when we say a toxic work environment, but sometimes it's beyond that. You know, it's also, seen in the way decisions are made, feedback is given, and just in the simple things like the value that is placed on employees. So, like I said, I didn't understand what a toxic work environment was until I changed organization. For the first time in my life, I found myself in a situation where I was crying about my job. I cried about going to work. Like, I remember going to work and I really was crying. But then I realized that if I wasn't careful, that I was going to go into a hole where I would not just lose myself, but it would affect my performance, and then it would affect my ability to move on to another organization because I wouldn't have results. And what would that mean? It would mean that I was stuck in that toxic work environment. As you say in my place, God forbid. So I knew I needed to do something. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the things I essentially did to keep me sane and then to move me out of that pain into not just a better organization, but a role that I absolutely didn't believe I was even going to get at that time. Tip number one, you need to find the source. What is the source of this toxicity? Is it an individual? Is it a group of individuals? You know, is it does it happen at a particular time? Does it happen at a particular place? Is it the co-workers? Is it your manager? Is it somebody in another department? What is the source of this toxicity that just hits you and just drains you? And then once you've articulated that source, next question is, can you avoid it? And really, can you avoid that person, those people, you know? So let's be clear, first of all. Number one, what is the source of this toxicity? And is this something that can be avoided? Tip number two, honest assessment of where you are today. So I'm asking you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how done are you with how you feel, with what's going on around you? 1 is, oh no, I absolutely love where I am. I'm so cool. 10 is iffy. I am done. I am so done. 5 is, comme ci, comme ça. I'm just there somewhere in between. 7, 8, you know what? I'm done iffy, but I feel like I can manage it a little. You get the drift, right? So on a scale of 1 to 10, I need you to score yourself. How do you feel about your current environment? Yeah? And that takes us straight into tip number 3. Articulate your plans. There will be 2 different plans based on where you fall on the assessment. If you scored yourself below 10, then let's talk your plan now. The first thing we need to do is, if you scored yourself below 10, how much more do you think you can bear? How much longer do you think you can stay within this organization? But you know you need to get out, but you feel like you still have some time. So how much? Articulate that time. And then let's say you're thinking 6 months. I would advise you that, because you don't most people underestimate the power of toxic environments in actually killing from inside. If you think 6 months, take my word, please, slash it by 2 and know that you have 3 months to actually work on your exit strategy. But we'll come back to that. So if you scored yourself below 10, how much more can you bear? Slash that time by 50%. Then the next thing you need to do is to articulate your sanity plan. How are you going to be sane in this time? And the first ideas I could give is daily walks. Walking in the morning actually, releases some hormones, generally called some feel-good hormones, but it sets your tone for the day. It sets your mood for the day. You start the day really excited and energized, you know. So daily walks are very, very good. Actually, even in your work environment, if you face that toxic situation or toxic person, you can take a break and actually just walk, you know. It would help you to relax, calm you down, and once again, release those hormones to make you feel happy. Daily walks, staying away from this source of this toxicity. So if you're an individual, can you avoid interactions with that person? Can you get a go-between instead of you interfacing with the person? And by the way, this is life after the pandemic. Can you work from home? Can you work from home for extended periods? So I want you to think around alternatives that would keep you sane and away from the source of this toxicity. Something that helped me in my time was actually music, and then soft music, soothing music, and I had my earphones, and it just generally made me happy at work. So that's your sanity plan. And then the next one, remember, still, if you scored yourself below a 10, you have to articulate your sanity plan. And the next one is to articulate your exit strategy. Take this time to prayerfully seek God on what do I need to do next. What's happening here? Is there an assignment for me here? Is there something you need me to do here? What are you saying about the situation that I found myself in? I remember when I found myself in that situation, I used to cry. Interestingly, the time I prayed about it and God told me my work wasn't finished there. It was painful. I was not happy, but he told me my work wasn't finished. There were a couple of things he needed me to do. And so I put myself into those things, you know, to finish it so I could leave there as fast as possible. But anyway, what's God expecting of you at that time? And I think it's also a good time for you to start thinking outside the box as well. So as you seek out God's face, seek out God's word, if it's to get another job, start applying, start looking out for new jobs, start asking yourself, what kind of role do I want? What kind of organization do I want to work in? What kind of boss do I want to work for? Things that are very clear that would make you happy and not a repeat of where you are today. It's also a good opportunity for you to start marketing things that you love or things that you use that you could vouch for. Those are additional sources of income so that, you know, even if the job doesn't come, you can actually move to a side hustle pending when the job comes. Okay, so remember, we are still in articulating your plans, and this is for those that scored themselves less than a 10. I said you should say how much time you have left, articulate your sanity plan, and articulate your exit strategy. Cool? Now, if you scored yourself a 10, that's like, Iphie, I am so done. I'm done. Like, if I stay here one more second, I might run mad. Calm down, calm down. I know how you feel. I don't need you making hasty decisions. Remember the story of Joshua and the Israelites? You know, there was this place that they had gone to, and there were these people that, you know, camouflaged themselves and came like as if they were hungry, and they said that they should give them food and think they came from a very far place. Meanwhile, they were just neighbors next door that knew that they were potentially going to get killed by the Israelites. Remember that story? And then Joshua immediately signed a pact with them that kept them safe. But in 3 days, it became clear that, oh, they had been fooled. So that was a hasty decision that Joshua took. I don't want you to make any hasty decisions. So the first thing I need you to do now is take a break. 1 week, 2 weeks, take a break. Go back home, take a vacation, take a leave off work, and just cool off. And in that time, prayerfully think of what you want to do so that you don't take any hasty decisions. You might find out that when you've taken the break, you don't feel as tense and as happy as you were before the break. And then you can articulate your sanity plan, and you can also articulate an exit strategy plan. Or you would also find out that maybe you take the break and it is very clear that I am so done. And so in that time, articulate your exit strategy plan and be very, very clear. If you need, if anyway, at this point, you know, you are already feeling like I'm going to work, I'm not happy with myself, I feel like I'm not worthy, you're losing your confidence, you're having depressing thoughts, you're thinking of, you know, ending it, please just leave the job now. No job is worth it. Everyone deserves to be happy, including you. So it's action time. What are the things that you're going to do today based on everything that you have learned from what I've said today? Okay. And then if you're thinking about, oh, you know what, maybe I should launch a side business. Iphie, how did you do it? You know, I have a guide. It's in the description box below, and it shares with you the top questions that I get asked when it comes to starting and launching a side hustle business to grow it. It also will share the 7 steps that I took to help me start a side hustle business that grew to a 6-figure business, even with my full-time job, even the fact that I was a mom and I was a wife. Well, plenty things. So you will get you can download it. The link is in the description box below. And as you plan your exit strategy, or as you prayerfully think through your exit strategy, one of the things that may come up, like I said, is, God may ask you to diversify and then bet the potential in you in the form of a business or in the form of a, side business or something like that. And you may be afraid. Don't worry, fear is normal. Even the best of us get afraid. However, you shouldn't let it stop you. And I would not let it stop you. So that's why in my next video, I'm going to be sharing more about the fear of failure, how to overcome it, and to launch a business, even if you have failed before. So don't forget to watch that right after this. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed before, and see you in the next video.